Hey boomers, Bob here, lazy senior. Um, I'm a baby boomer. I was born in 1949. And if you were born between 1946 and 1964, that makes you a boomer too. And one thing boomers have, born after World War II, and we get to this age after working, 50 years or so, and then we retire, you know, we just don't seem to have the right amount of money to do the things we'd like to do. So, that's why I do network marketing. But, I was at the grocery store the other day and I seen, a 70-year-old woman working the cash register. And I'm pretty sure she was doing it because she needed the income. And the hardware store, too, there was a gentleman working in the paint department mixing paint. And we were talking, and he's in his 80s. And he said he had to work, basically because of health care. He needed the money for prescriptions that weren't covered. He needed the money for deductibles and co-pays. So, that's okay if that's what you want to do. But I prefer to do network marketing. Great Life Worldwide has made a difference. I love their nutritional products. They're making a difference in my life, especially the GLP Extreme and the stem cell research factor. Those are two great products, and we have many more. But what I wanted to say is network marketing, it can be a little difficult to get started. It's like a car. You got the battery. When you go to start the car, it takes just about everything the battery got to get the car up and running. Okay? Motorcycles. But anyways, the battery, it takes a lot to get the car running. But once the car is running, it only takes a minimal amount of the battery juice to keep the car running. Because while the car is running, it's also charging the battery. So that's the way network marketing is. It's going to take major effort to get it up off the ground. But once you get it going, it's going to maintain itself. I remember years ago, there was a guy trying to recruit me in I think it was a dental program called Ameriplan or something like that. But anyways, he was telling me that, he sponsored like over 50 some people. But anyhow, out of those 50 people, he said most of them weren't doing hardly anything. Some never sponsored anybody, some only sponsored one or two. But he says there was that one guy he sponsored. That one guy made him a millionaire. Can you believe that? Just one guy made him a millionaire. He said this guy brought in so many heavy hitters, you might say, that they sponsored a ton of people and made him rich. I said, wow, that's amazing. But that's the truth of it. You don't have to sponsor everybody. You just keep sponsoring people, and sooner or later, you're going to find that one gem that's going to help you, and you're going to be a lot better off than what you are right now. But it's a good business. It's been around for a long time, and I know the statistics show that many people don't make much money. But my argument there is, how much effort did they give it? How hard did they try? Were they willing to push through the obstacles? Were they willing to go around them or over them to get where they wanted to go? That's part of the problem. Unless you get desperate, you have to get in that desperate state that you have to win and cannot fail. That's when you start to make the money. That's when you start to get people under you that are willing to do the same thing. Your enthusiasm, your attitude, and your willingness to work through it, break through, get on the other side. You know what I'm talking about. How much effort are you willing to put in to make this work? People treat it as a hobby. It's just something to do, like a part-time fun thing. Well, you're not going to make any money. I'm sorry, it just ain't going to happen. The people that are making the money are the people that put themselves out there, that have a good work ethic. They have a daily method of operation. They get up in the morning, they brush their teeth, go to the bathroom, get a shower, whatever, come down, have some breakfast, but then they get busy. What are they going to do today? How many calls are they going to make? How many ads are they going to place? How many emails are they going to send? How many people are they going to talk to? That's the difference. You know, that's why in this industry we have so many people that don't make money, because they don't put it in like it was a desperate thing, like it was either you have to win or you're really gonna fail. You're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna make it. So let me get my coffee started here. So, like I was saying, you have to treat this like it's all or nothing, not a part-time thing, not a maybe thing, but it's all or nothing. You give it everything you got, or you give it nothing at all. I mean, you know, taking it easy, having a lax attitude, it's never going to make it in network marketing. But you know, that's why you need to be teamed up with people who are serious, people who really want this to work. I mean, when you get in what I like to call a brain trust, you know, or a mastermind group where you can talk to each other, encourage each other, and push each other, that's what's needed. You know, especially if you're like me, a lazy person. And what I mean by lazy is I'm not really lazy. You know, I've done a lot of things, and I always finish what I start. So I'm just saying, team up with me. Let's get Great Life worldwide. Let's make it work. You know, let's get a bunch of people in here to think like we do and act like we do and work like we do, and let's make this a big business. I know we can do this. I mean, it just takes a few of us working together, you know, and we'll get her done. So, you know, gotta put the lid on my coffee. Don't want my coffee getting cold. But I take this business seriously, and I'm looking for people that would take it as serious as I do, because we can make this work, okay? So if you're serious and you really want to build a business, you want to work with me, you know, just click on the link in the description. You know, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And, you know, I like to encourage people. That's what I do. I encourage people. I give them hope when there is none, because I believe in people. I believe in you. I think, you know, anybody with the right leadership and, you know, the right mastermind group can do anything. I mean, so let's team up. Let's get started. Let's build a business, and let's make some money and get healthy in the process. So please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll be talking to you guys in the next video. Later.